Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. In today's video, we are talking about an extremely beautiful variety of Echeveria called as Echeveria Hyalina. Now this is a natural species that is found in Mexico. Now the best part about this succulent is it is extremely beautiful. Apart from that, it is a natural variety, which means it is quite hardy and can easily get acclimated in a new environment. This is the best part about growing natural succulents because natural species of succulents because they can adapt and get acclimated in new environment much easily as compared to hybrid succulents. Now the reason why I'm calling this as an extremely beautiful succulent, right now the succulent is not stressed. It is in its growing period, but you can already see there is a little bit of colors that are appearing on the succulent right now, but the entire succulent will change its color when it tends to get into its dormant stage during winters. So I can't wait for winters because this is an extremely beautiful succulent. The care requirement remains the same. The soil has to be loose, porous and well draining. Water only when the soil is completely bone dry. Ensure that you give it a good amount of morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours after acclimation. Only if you're going to provide it with morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, you will be able to see that beautiful color. You can even grow it in indirect bright light as well, but the colors will not be very intense. You can grow it indoor provided you have a good quality of grow light. Now mealybugs are not much of an issue for this succulent. It tends to do quite well. As I said, it's a natural variety of succulent. It has a slightly high resistance towards pests and mealybugs or aphids. But again, if there are blooms, you have to keep an eye on them because blooms will attract aphids. But apart from that, it's a very easy to grow succulent. Not much of a fussy succulent. That's why I have put it in level easy, because even if you are a beginner, if you're just starting off with succulent, this is one succulent you can add in your collection and it's not going to be much of an issue. It wouldn't take much efforts for you to get it acclimated because it's a natural variety. Propagation is pretty simple. Just like any other Echeveria, you can do a leaf propagation. You can separate the offsets once they reach a decent size. Stem cutting will not be that easy because they tend to stay very compact and close to the ground. Unless your succulent is starting to stretch, then you might find an evident stem. You can do a beheading as well. Now please do not keep it in a place where it does not get a lot of light, because the beauty of this succulent depends on how compact it is and how colored it is. So if you're going to keep it in a place where it lacks light, it is going to stretch. The leaves are going to look very deformed, so ensure that you give it a good amount of light. Now I know everyone will not be getting morning direct sunlight for 5 to 6 hours, but whatever morning sunlight you get, if you can provide that, that will work out really well for your succulent. Apart from that, you can even grow it in indirect bright light. There is not much of an issue. If you receive only afternoon direct sunlight, you can still keep it out, provided that you're using a filter, a shade cloth or something that can filter the strong afternoon sunlight and give it filtered afternoon sunlight, but do not expose it to direct afternoon sunlight. So it's a very easy to grow succulent, nothing much to be worried about. It easily gets propagated. The soil has to remain loose and porous. Ensure that you wait for the soil to be completely bone dry and then do a complete watering until the water starts passing through the drain hole. Never drop water on the succulent leaves. You never know what can go wrong. It's always better to be on the safer side. There is no need for you to water on the succulent leaves. It's only the water that you have to add on the surface of the soil or in the soil. But please do not add water on the succulent because that can affect the succulent. Probably it might not happen the first time, the second time, the third time, but probably the fourth time it might get affected. If you're going to leave water on the leaves, there could be a risk of either crown rot, stem rot or some kind of fungal infection. So I have seen a lot of people, they just dump water on the succulent. Again guys, you might get saved once, twice, the third time, but maybe the fourth time might not be lucky and you might lose the succulent. So basically there is no reason, there is no need to add water on the succulent leaves. So usually I don't understand why people tend to add water on the succulent leaves. It is completely unnecessary to add water on the succulent leaves. All you have to do is just water the soil. And if you accidentally drop water on the succulent leaves, then you always have to have this succulent blower handy and blow off all the water to be on the safer side. You never know when something can go wrong and the entire succulent will start getting rotted. Now it's not only with smaller succulents, it can even happen with a mother plant as well. If you happen to leave water on the leaves, one fine day the succulent will just start to rot. So never take a chance of watering on the succulent leaves. A lot of people tend to do that. Probably their climate is very different. I cannot do that. A lot of us cannot afford to do that because you never know what can go wrong and the succulent will start to rot. So it's such a small thing of not adding water on the succulent leaves. Just water the soil. It's that simple. So that's all about this beautiful variety of succulent. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep propagating.